Everyone, my name's Moses and today I'm going to be talking about something very special. I have a Jackson KV made in USA. Just going to give you a bit of a close-up on that. So I'm going to be talking about the specs of this guitar first. For pickups, we have two Bareknuckle pickups. These are Warpigs. Now how I feel about these pickups is that they were a bit too hot from my experience. Like I was noticing that when I was adjusting the height of the pickup, the tone would change just a little bit. So it also has like a really strong magnetic pull, which is something that I'm not really used to. I'm more towards, I mean, these are packed active pickups, but they're pretty hot. I'm usually used to like Seymour Duncan's, which they have a lot of output depending on what you get, but these have a lot of output, which doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but or a good thing. The thing is that when I was noticing with the rhythms, the tone, I had to fight with it just a little bit because I wasn't used to so much output, you could say. But I did notice that when I was tracking leads, the leads were popping out really nicely. The harmonics were great. The sustain was really good. So I was pretty happy with the lead tone I was getting from this guitar. With the rhythm, I mean, I got a usable rhythm tone as well, but I also felt that with leads, this thing screams. And with the original Floyd Rose, you can't go wrong with the flutters and the dive bombs and all that good stuff you could get with the pickups and the original Floyd Rose. So the configuration we have here is a master tone for the two pickups and a volume for each one. What's strange about this is that you could technically set this up as a kill switch. I don't know why you would, but it's possible. It would seem pretty strange too and kind of uncomfortable since you're going to be hitting these these two knobs. Three-way toggle switch feels really good. Nice and smooth. If you move your hands a lot or you're adjusting the tone or the volume a lot, like this thing's pretty sturdy and you know, it feels pretty good. We have an ebony fingerboard with mother of pearl inlays. Very, very nice. This is a classic Jackson, feature, the mother of pearl inlays, and I feel like their ebony is really, how can I say this? It feels really good. It sounds good. I like the color. That's one of my biggest concerns about ebony, if it's if it's dyed or if it's not as dark, or maybe some like a lighter ebony. I feel like this is a good enough darkness where it just looks pretty well, especially with the black hardware and the snow white finish with the black bevels that also can be seen from the back of the guitar. Really, really nice. It contrasts really well with the black hardware, the ebony fingerboard, the black headstock, of course. It just looks great. Tuners are Jackson diecast tuners. They work pretty good. I wish they were like Spurzo locking tuners or Goto tuners because you're paying a lot for an instrument like this. These kind of tuners, you could find them in their like Indonesian runner guitars, and even my Kelly, which is another USA model, has the same type of tuners. They're not bad. They do what they're supposed to do, which is maintain, tuning. I have no problem with this. They work. You also have this like binding. I don't know if it's cream binding or some sort of like antique white or something. It really looks nice. It runs towards the headstock as well, on this side as well. And that's about it for the spec. Now, my favorite thing about these type of guitars, USA Jacksons in general, is their playability and the comfort of these necks. So these necks are a compound radius neck. So you have a 12-inch radius going down to a 16-inch radius. So if you're not familiar with those type of necks, pretty much on where the nut is, around here where you should play your chords, it's going to be a little bit more rounder. And as you gradually go down the neck, it flattens out. Right here you could notice it pretty well, which this flat area makes it really nice for leads and all that type of stuff. The thing is, it's not as flat as like an Ibanez Wizard neck or anything like that. I mean, there's still plenty enough of like, you know, thickness, but you know, it's not too entirely thick. It's not too flat either. But you know, the difference is pretty noticeable when you're playing from here to here. It's just way more comfortable. It's just something you gotta feel for yourself. It's nothing, you know, to fight over as well, or you know, to get used to. You get used to it pretty fast. And that's about it, man. These necks feel great. I'm already familiar with Jackson guitars. The tone is great. The Floyd Rose stays in tune. It does what it's supposed to do. This is obviously a metal guitar. I mean, you could also play other stuff. These pickups are pretty versatile. You could get a great clean tone from these. I was testing out some cleans, and they sound pretty nice as well. With the snow white finish and the banging, it reminds me of like a stormtrooper in Star Wars. I just love the color scheme. It looks great, and it's much more striking in person. So before I end this video, there were just a few concerns with this guitar. First of all, I did mention the frets, but these guitars are usually equipped with, I think, regular extra jumbo frets. But I did look up an older version of this, that these guitars come equipped with medium jumbo frets. The owner that I bought the guitar previously from, he removed the frets with this Plek machine that he took to, if you're not familiar with that, it's like this machine where it scans like the fretboard radius and it places the frets, polishes them up, whatever, you know, what they do to the frets at a very precise manner, which is pretty impressive. I gotta say, like, there's no sharp ends, which is something very important. And he ended up putting stainless steel frets, extra jumbo frets, so that's an upgrade right there. I mean, it's also been altered from its original, you know, status or its original state, because these pickups originally did not come with the guitar. I think there were Seymour Duncans, so the owner replaced them with these Warpigs, which is, they sound fine. I have JB and Jazzes on other guitars, so I like having something that sounds different. And also, the biggest concern about this guitar is that there's no serial number. Right here, located on the bottom of the 24th fret, there's usually a number over here with a couple numbers and a letter indicating where it was made from. I think U is like the one in Corona. You know, there are factories where they build these type of guitars. So I had to call Fender Jackson. They didn't know either. They're saying that it was probably a pre-Fender Jackson. I also, you know, there's the fan page on Facebook. You know, there was some concern there as well. But people were saying me, hey, you know, you got a real Jackson. And I do believe it's a real Jackson because it plays just as well as my other Kelly. The necks are identical. The hardware, the playability. I mean, this thing screams quality and it's far from a counterfeit. So if you guys like this video, give it a like or subscribe to this channel. Hopefully I do more videos about guitars, gear in general. It's one of my biggest passions. And yeah, thanks for watching. Happy holidays and stay safe and take it easy.